We're standing in front of Michigan Stadium, home of the University of Michigan Wolverines. But you might have already known that because of the distinctive Block M behind me. In fact, the Block M is a trademark of the University of Michigan. It doesn't just describe the nature of a product or service to which it's attached, it tells you that the product or service comes from a particular source, the University of Michigan. In fact, I may have even been able to tell you that we're standing here in front of the Big House. That's because the Big House is also a trademark of the University of Michigan. It tells you that the product or service attached to the name Big House comes from a particular source, again, the University of Michigan. A trademark is any symbol, word, device, or combination thereof that distinguishes one product or service from another product or service and tells you that the product or service attached to that brand comes from a particular source, even if you don't know the identity of the source. In other words, it's the goodwill associated with your brand. Trademark law is a creation of both common law and state and federal law. The federal act that gives people trademark rights is called the Lanham Act. In fact, because of these multiple sources of law, there's multiple ways in which someone can acquire trademark rights. One is merely by using your mark in commerce as an identifier of the source of your goods or services. So merely using your name or a symbol as a way of identifying your product or service that comes from a particular source gives you trademark rights. You can also register your mark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. In a subsequent video, we'll talk about the benefits and process behind trademark registration. Trademark rights can be a critical part of building a company. In fact, recent surveys value the trademarks behind Google, Microsoft, and IBM in the billions of dollars. Once you've acquired trademark rights, it gives you the ability to prevent anyone else from using a mark or symbol that would be likely to cause customer confusion. So obviously, establishing trademark rights can be a critical part of building your company and showing that your product or service comes from a particular source that your customers can trust and value. That's a very general overview of trademark rights. We'll talk more about some of these concepts in the next videos.